Our next speaker, Heather Toronto. You've probably seen her on her many broadcasts that she does on Facebook and other social media. She's a Long Island Autism Warrior mom, and Heather Toronto.
Warrior Nation! Woo! Thank you all for coming out today. I want to start with two questions. Who here today, whether willingly or reluctantly, have vaccinated their child? Please raise your hand. Thank you. Who here today, willingly or reluctantly, vaccinated their child and their child was never the same after that vaccine? Thank you.
Right on, Cookie!
Like you, I vaccinated my child, and like many of you, she was left with a permanent disability for the rest of her life. I'd like to address the whole anti-vax stance.
Come on, Heather, come on.
Since the whole measles craze has came about, I'm very active on social media, as many of you know, and I like to give them the correct information. And when doing so, it puts me and my family at risk, attacking, calling me anti-vax, and telling me many different degradative messages. I've said this before and I say it again. I wish I was an anti-vaxxer, because if I was, my Bella would not have been brain injured. My daughter would not have suffered biological injury by the MMR vaccine, among others. If I was an anti-vaxxer, my family would never, ever have been injected, and my youngest daughter's potential would not have been stripped. I wish I was an anti-vaxxer. I wish my doctor didn't lie to me and tell me that I didn't have a choice. I wish I knew I had the rights in this great state for a religious or a medical exemption. If I did, and I had stood firm, listening to my gut intuition, my God, my source, telling me to grab my baby and go, that this was a bad situation. If I had listened, her potential wouldn't have been taken. And this August, on her 18th birthday, I would not be going to the courts for her guardianship. Instead, this June, she would be graduating high school. I'd be going shopping for her prom dress, going for her license, and even possibly college. If I had known better, and I had received the informed consent I deserved when I had asked for that vaccine packet insert, or given the information to obtain that religious exemption I would have taken without a heartbeat, I would have definitely been an anti-vaxxer, and my daughter would have been getting ready for all the things that she should have been. I'm here to let these legislators know that they cannot remove our exemptions. They cannot take away our parental rights to choose what's best within our families. They don't know our children the way we do. They cannot take away our medical or religious freedoms, because that will destroy more lives and forever change more families like mine. And I am simply not okay with that.
Yeah. Right. There must be choice.
I'm here to clarify that many of us, like all of you here, we did what we were told. We followed the rules, and now we're living the preventable consequences. We are ex-vaxxers. The measles is a rash and a fever. It's an infection that comes and goes and can be treated with vitamin A. Those whom choose not to vaccinate, an anti-vaxxer, are not a threat. It's our families. Those of us living the life and sharing our truths. We are the ex-vaxxers because we know what these vaccines can do. We've seen what these vaccines can do. And we live every single day with the reminder of what these vaccines can absolutely do. We are the real threat. The truth is a real threat to the pockets of the pharmaceutical industry, the CDC, and our government. The fact that we have a neurologically, biologically sick, developmentally delayed, and disabled children at epidemic proportions, they want to silence us because we are the walking, living proof that these vaccines can and absolutely do cause harm. They can no longer hide us. We are everywhere. If it's not in your family, you know someone at this point. I am here today standing with all of you, fighting for our children and our families' rights, and I will not stop until justice is served for all of us.